Hi, this is Orlinda Carter, and this is my synthesis, The Road to the Civil War. We were given the question to describe the changes in the United States from the 1820s through the 1860s that led to the nation's Civil War. So according to our textbook, The American Yap, written by Locke and Wright in 2019, there were a lot of changes going on from the 1820s through the 1860s, and these changes further divided the North and the South. I believe that during the first half of the 19th century, a lot of changes were being made because the American people wanted a better life, not only for themselves, but for the future generations of their families. I believe that since the signing of the Constitution in 1787, it has been defining the way Americans lived, but it's not how they wanted to live. The statement by Thomas Jefferson in the Declaration of Independence states, "All men are created equal." But this is not how the United States started, in my opinion. They left that statement out for discussion instead of truly defining it. There has been so much taken and bloodshed over the development of this country. For instance, in Chapter 12, Section 2, Locke and Wright state that in 1830, Congress passed the Indian Removal Act. This act would allow treaties to be made and give the Native Americans land in the West if they gave up their land in the East. However, they had Americans wanting to expand in the West because there was talk of fertile soil. This is found in our textbook on Chapter 12, Section 3. I believe that the North and South of the United States during this time had two different economies. Our textbook states that the North wanted to abolish slavery completely and was more focused on trading and expanding transportation to connect to other states, such as building railroads towards the west and canals and rivers for steamboats to the east. This is also found in Chapter 12, Section 3 of our textbook. While the South wanted to make slavery more prominent and move it westward with the expansion to further their agricultural growth, as cotton became a big product that they exported. This is found in Chapter 11, Section 3. According to our textbook in Chapter 13, Section 2, Locke and Wright state that another change was the Missouri Compromise, and it became an issue in that it was a turning point in the sectional crisis. This compromise idea came from a man named Henry Clay, that Missouri would come to the Union as a slave state, and the state of Maine would become a free state in the Union, and slavery would not pass the Missouri borderline. This information is found in Chapter 13, Section 2. Another change in movement, according to our textbook in Chapter 13, Section 3, came with the rise of slavery arguments and more people joining the abolitionist movement. In 1837, a man named Frederick Douglass escaped from slavery. In 1845, he wrote his autobiography, and afterward, several freed black people joined him in support of anti-slavery. This information is found in Chapter 13, Section 3. Unfortunately, the Compromise of 1850 was supposed to be something for all the people. But it turned out to be more than the Southerns and started the Fugitive Slave Act, which meant that if Northerners found those who escaped from slavery, they had to return them to their enslavers. This information is found in Chapter 13, Section 4. In my opinion, from just reading our textbook, by the middle of the 1850s, Americans were at war with each other and mainly over whether or not slavery should be nationally or just stay in the southern states. With President Lincoln elected in 1860, wanting to put an end to slavery and having the nation actually live true under those words stated in the Declaration of Independence, I believe that the southern states were way too comfortable with their status of having slaves in their company to do their hard work. I believe this is why they tried to leave and become their own states of America, and when they realized it wasn't going to go the way they planned, they started a fight in Fort Sumter. This information can be found in Chapter 13, Section 5.